All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Adams Brothers podcast. What a beautiful Wednesday evening it is here, afternoon it is here in sunny South Florida. Happy hump day to each and every last one of you out there in Facebook and YouTube land. We are joined here this afternoon with former City of Pompano Beach Commissioner from 2002 to 2007. And he was also the mayor of City of Pompano Beach from 2007 to 2018. And he is now the Broward County Commissioner. And he's been Broward County Commissioner from 2018 until the present. So we would like to welcome Broward County Commissioner Lamar Fisher here to the Adams Brothers podcast. Welcome, Commissioner.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really something that I've been wanting to do and to talk about the present things that are happening to county and some past things as well. So I'm so honored to be with you this afternoon.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. We've been trying to get you on here for a while, and we finally got you on here, and it's a pleasure to have you on our podcast, sir. And your resume pretty much speaks for itself. And for those that don't know who Broward County Commissioner Lamar Fisher is, just give them a little bit of your background, your bio. Could you just let them know a little bit about Lamar Fisher?
Absolutely. What most people don't know, I'm actually fourth generation of Broward County and Pompano Beach. My great-grandfather actually signed the Articles of Incorporation in 1908 for the city of Pompano Beach. So my roots and my love go deep here in my city. And so when I was able to run for a city commission seat, I took the chance. Now, going up in high school, I would have never thought I'd be a mayor or even a commissioner in politics whatsoever. My great uncle was a Broward County commissioner, and my grandfather was mayor of the city in 1943. So as you can again, my love and roots go deep here, and was able to serve at the city level and now at the county level. And then in 2 years ago, actually, I was chosen by my peers to serve as the mayor of Broward County for a year. And that was really exciting opportunity to really get out to the people, all 2 million people in Broward County, all 31 cities, to spread really what we're all about and what we are here to serve them for. And my goal actually, and I achieved it during mayorship of Broward County, I visited all 31 cities in one of their commission meetings just to create collaboration and communication and a sense of community, that we're not just Broward County, we actually are all one. And there's no lines between Pompano and Deerfield, really, at the end of the day. We're all serving together to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
Well, thank you very much for that good introduction. You certainly have an impressive resume. And like we were talking off camera, I remember you back from years ago. I mean, when I was working at the city of Pompano Beach at the E. Pat Larkins Community Center. And every time they had an event there, I would see Commissioner Fisher there. I keep wanting to call you Mayor Fisher, but I have to train my mouth to say Commissioner. I saw you everywhere. And I mean, I'm like saying to myself, this guy here is vocal. He's out in the community. I mean, he's very vocal out in the community. And this is what we need from a politician, not someone who gets our vote and just runs and hides from us. So it's a pleasure to have you on our podcast, sir.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and start off the questions here.
I want to ask him one question.
Go ahead.
Before, tell us the key to your popularity as a county commissioner and around Pompano. I mean, you see the residents, especially I noticed the Black residents, you are very popular in the Black community, and I would definitely like to know the secret to that.
You know, the secret, I'm a humble person, so I don't want to brag about anything like that, because, God's put me in a position that I believe I need to serve and serve people. And it's just getting out there and letting them know that you care and helping them solve their problems. My mode of operation has always been if somebody has an issue, I want to go right to that issue and I want to solve it. I don't want to take it to the dais and have to talk about it and all that stuff. So my philosophy always, let's get it done behind the scenes. Let's take care of it and move on. So I'm kind of a checklist kind of a guy. So when somebody calls me, I want to help them. I want to get to the right department. I just want to make sure that their problem goes away. And I think service is the most important. People understand that. My Northwest community has always been very special to me in Pompano and at the county because there's folks that need help, whether it be financial, whether it be through code issues, whatever it is, you know, and they're grateful when you reach out and help them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you've been highly visible in
Yes.
the community, and that's what we, as the people that vote for these politicians here, that we want a commissioner or a mayor or whatever. We want that person, he or she, to be highly visible, and you have certainly been that here in Pompano and now as a Broward County Commissioner.
You know, my door's always open, right? So if I don't have the answer, I'll find it for you, or I'll have folks find it for you. And I think that's a key to being able to get right with the people, because I'm not better than them. I used to always said I was the pyramid. I'm not the top, I'm at the bottom, and my constituents are at the top.
Okay. Great answer.
Okay, Commissioner Fisher, there's been a lot of back and forth in the news media here, as you know, between the city of Deerfield Beach and the Broward County Sheriff's Office. There's a contract dispute currently going on between the BSO administration and the city of Deerfield Beach. And the taxpayers are kind of like caught up in the middle of this, because we have a lot of brave men and women out there that put their lives on the line every single day, and they go out there and they answer dangerous calls, whether it's police or fire. And the BSO administration, they did a study, and it showed that the firefighters and the police were underpaid, and they wanted pretty much Deerfield Beach to pay for that. But Deerfield Beach, their contract only allowed the 5% increase per year. And I believe the increase the Broward County Sheriff's Office was asking for was somewhere around 10.7, which is a little bit more than double for what they were allowed to in the contract. So the city of Deerfield Beach kind of like, you know, they said, no, we need to abide by the contract. So my point is, I would like to ask you about the budget. I know the Broward County Commission, they gives the Broward County Sheriff's Office funding.
Yes.
For BSO, certain things in BSO, the jail or whatever that they need. Will there be any money in the 2026 budget for BSO deputies and firefighters to get a pay raise?
From the county level.
From the county level.
On the county level, yeah. The budget process is pretty simplistic when it comes to what they call the constitutional officers, which is the property appraiser, the supervised elections, the clerk of the court, and of course the Broward Sheriff's Office. And so part of our budget process at the county is starts back in May, where each constitutional officer brings forth, you know, their recommended budget they want to see, part of the county's expenses. And then we digest that. Then we have a workshop with each constitutional officer, including the sheriff, whoever's sitting in that seat. And they come forth and they, you know, ask for their requests or what they want to see as far as their increase in their budget. And then we sit back and dissect it and see how can we help them. And it's been a unique year this year with budgeting. We can talk about DOGE and all that stuff later. But, you know, obviously we want to try to be stewards of the taxpayers' dollars at the end of the day. And on the Broward Sheriffs, what they do for the county is, you're right, jails. They police our Port Everglades. They police our Fort Lauderdale Hollywood National Airport. And of course, the contract cities, which is Deerfield is one of them, they deal directly city to sheriff's office on negotiating their contracts. We fund them. We get the money in, and then we fund those certain cities that are there. So What was interesting too is a couple of years ago, the state legislature decided to allow all sheriff departments in all 67 counties to allow them to spend their money however they wish, right? So the county can no longer say, hey, Mr. Sheriff, whoever you are, I want you to spend money on firefighters or deputies or 911, whatever it is. And we can request it, but unfortunately, that new law has prohibited us from actually doing that. We can ask. And one of the great examples was when the sheriff a few years ago about 3 years ago, came to us with 911. We were having some issues with the emergency system. And what was happening, we did not know this, the sheriff brought forward that he was short about 80-something people in the 911 call centers. Because what's happening, calls were being missed, that people were getting seriously, not taken care of. So we immediately funded what he had requested to up that. And I'm happy to say now that all positions are funded at the 911 and all positions are filled. So that's a great thing because our pay was lower than say Palm Beach. So we were losing people to Palm Beach County.
Right.
And so we made it, even play. And now that was full. That was an emergency scenario, right? And then, unfortunately, when I was mayor, we lost our helicopter pilot in Pompano.
Yes.
So we immediately wanted to get the sheriff $15 million to buy a new helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that. And this last couple of years in budgeting, the sheriff was low on detention center deputies.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did is we stepped in last year and made sure that $8 million went there for his budget. And then this year, too, we wanted to make sure that we gave him the additional $8 million to fill those positions. So we have a good relationship working with the sheriff to say, hey, if you need these monies in certain areas, we'll give it to you, but please make sure it goes there. It doesn't go anywhere else. And so this year was a lean year. The sheriff had asked for about $79 million additional dollars. Again, we were able to give $22.8 million, $8 million of that being the detention. So it's about a 3.1% increase versus about a 9.1% increase. And administration, we had our budget workshop yesterday, and Ms. Shapiro, our county administrator, spoke to the sheriff, and he was pleased with that. And he was understanding. He was grateful for the $8 million for the detention deputies, et cetera. So it's just kind of working together in partnership. But ultimately, he or she has that right to spend the money how they wish. So that's a long answer to your question of, is the deputies going to get more pay or the firefighters get more pay? It ultimately would be up to the sheriff to provide those monies out of the totality of budget that he gets from us, right, and of course from the other contract cities.
Okay.
And was the money that the commission allocated for the sheriff that you said that you wanted to make sure the money go where it was intended to? So far, from what you know, has that money been spent where it was intended to be spent at the sheriff department?
Yes, sir. Our understanding is last year the detention deputies were, provided the $8 million, and now this year funding actually will begin October 1st because that's how our calendar year works and fiscal year. So they'll get those additional dollars to that. So, and of every tax dollar that comes in on our property taxes, for instance, in our total budget that we have, the sheriff's budget is about 54% of that. So you can see that, number one, that obviously public safety is the most important that we want to fund, but you can see that more than 50% actually goes to the Broward Sheriff's Office for funding for all of his needs and cares and wants.
And I just wanted to ask you too, because I saw a document where someone sent where the sheriff's budget, or he was asking, was over $1 billion. Do you know offhand? Maybe you don't. The total budget for the sheriff department from the county that the county funds for the sheriff department.
Correct. Yeah. Now last year, you saw that number too. That large number was last year. He had originally asked for about a 49% increase in his budget. And that was, he was and that all inclusive of new buildings and new call centers and capital improvements and all that. As you all know, that he built and we funded about a $70 million training center facility at the sheriff's office, which is now apparently world renowned known, and people come all over the country to train there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you get that 1 billion or more. But
right.
yeah, so if you look at our totality budget, about 8-something billion, they're over $1 billion total. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of people were, a little upset about the 70 million that was spent on the building, and rather than going towards the salaries of the BSO deputies and detention deputies. I think that's where a lot of people were a little bit uneasy.
Yeah, correct. And again, that goes back to that state legislative actions that, he or she has the right to spend it how he or she wishes.
Right.
And unfortunately that building started at 33 million.
Yeah.
We originally funded it, and it went to the 70-something million dollar number. And we were committed and we paid it.
Right. And I believe, the deputies need a nice training facility. I know the price overruns were very concerning to a lot of people, because I remember it was all in the news. It was everywhere, all in the newspapers, the news, podcasts. So, yeah, but I mean, I would definitely like our deputies to have a state-of-the-art center, just not so expensive. And I know it's hard, because even here in Deerfield Beach, we will, like at our pier, as an example, we started here at one number, and the next thing you know, it was at another number.
Change orders.
And I know all of that happened. I mean, it occurs, but I mean, I know people like to try to get a handle on the, at least some of these unforeseen things, as they say, that end up coming up.
And also the county has its own auditor.
Mm-hmm.
And he audited the building and the cost there. And we learned a lesson at the county. Everybody's, has faults. We're all not perfect.
Right.
And we allowed the sheriff to go ahead and be handle the contracting and build it basically through his process, rather than us as a county being in charge of that. So we learned, we're not going to do that again to any agency. We're not going to allow that to happen again.
Right.
And that's what the audit was showing, that unfortunately we gave the sheriff control.
Right.
That particular item.
I remember that. I remember, I believe Commissioner Geller, I believe his name is Geller. Yeah. I remember they had a tough exchange that was shown on TV, kind of just like up here in Deerfield Beach. I mean, those things happen. And they unfortunately happen in front of everyone can see it. If it's going to happen, I would hope in the future it would happen in the, somewhere outside of the cameras. I don't think that stuff.
Nobody needs drama, right? They just need to get the problem solved. And going back to about transparency, I always learned from my parents to be kind to people. So whenever I saw a BSO officer or a firefighter, I always told them thank you. When I saw a public works guy out there for Pompano, cutting grass, but I'd wave at him or whatever it may be. And they love that, right? They understand, because that they're protecting us at the end of the day, or they're making us look good as elected officials. So they want to be thanked. And now at the county, if I see a bus driver on the road, I'm waving to them and thanking them, because they're doing the hard work for everybody.
Yeah. And that hot sun out there too now.
That
sun that me and you did not see as a kid.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine what they have to go through every day in this heat.
Okay.
Yes. And imagine those officers with all that uniform on.
Oh, oh yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's hot. I work out there in it every day, so I know. So I think you have some questions too pertaining to Broward County as well. So while we're on Broward County, we're going to be mostly in Broward County, but I think I'm going to let you ask your next question.
Yeah. And I just got one more actually on the sheriff department, and I think I know the answer to this. And it was like, our budget increases for the sheriff office tied to specific performance or crime reductions. Are there any? No,
it goes back to that theory that we can't control the dollars once his budget's given to him, he has the right to spend it how he wishes. And so there's no performance issues that we can implement on that matter. So.
Okay. And County Commissioner, what are the top 3 issues facing our county, and what are the proposed solutions that you might have?
That's always because there's so many needs, but my priorities have always been, and the county commissions too, is housing affordability. People call it affordable housing. I call it housing affordability, because people think affordable housing, they always think this project is going to be built in the middle of their neighborhood, and people are going to gangs or whatever it may be, which is totally untrue. You know, we need to have housing for our service workers, for our firefighters, for our police officers, for our folks that take care of our hotels and our hospitalities and our tourism. And Broward County is built out. There's no way to build anymore. So you have to tear down and rebuild. So the county has provided multiple venues for them. Number one, created a affordable trust fund that we have been blessed to about $154 million we have put away to help developers build affordable opportunities. And for that, we built about 4,300 units, and approximately 9,000 residents have been done. But that's not enough, right? Because we're having our service workers 2 hours on a bus to get to the beach to a hotel to work, right? Because they can't live in our immediate area here. So it's a challenge. So what we're doing, we're incentivizing developers to say, if you build affordable, part of that project, doesn't have to be all of it. Let's just say you're going to build 100 units. Give us 20 that are affordable, right? The rest of them can be market rate. And so we're trying to do it that way and give them incentives to get more density and more zoning opportunities to do that. Then it focuses down to homelessness, right? So because we have homelessness issues, and we have our assistant facilities in South, Middle, and of course Pompano has our North hack. We have prevention programs. What I want to emphasize on this program is that we have so many programs available for folks that are homeless that you can take advantage of. It's unfortunate that you have that 5 or 10% folks that don't want to help themselves, right? They're either alcohol dependent, drug dependent, and mentally has issues. So you're never going to have it hard to touch that. But the family that needs a home, we have rapid housing. We have landlords that are giving us units. We're providing rental assistance. We provide training. We can help you if you're truly homeless and want to get help. Broward County can help you. We have an amazing staff that can handle our human resources in that department. So I want to get that word out. To reach to my office, reach to Broward County. If you know somebody's homeless and they need help, we will give them guidance to get that, down to even having shelter that night if they need it. Very, very important. And then small businesses is very important to me. I want to make sure that, and I implemented it in Pompano and I implemented it in Broward County, that their small businesses, for all intents and purposes, have a competitive edge. If they meet the same criteria as the non-Broward County resident business to this, they're going to get an edge to get the business, because I want to make sure that our people in Broward County get Broward County jobs if they can. And small businesses, they can grow to become the big contractor. And we have mentoring programs available. We have all these programs that could take that small business to a level to become a certified small business, to get them specific contracts. We set aside businesses, cleaning services, for instance, that's nothing but for small businesses. The big guy can't get it. So we want to make sure that, and we implemented last year and this year to providing grants, $2,500, $3,000 grants to small businesses they can apply for and get that to get them on their feet, because they're going to ones that are going to work, live, and play, and pay taxes and enjoy our restaurants and patronize all of our businesses. So it's a circle, right? Keep it in the family. I'm really big on that.
So you're saying the county has grants for small businesses?
Yes, sir.
Is there
Yeah.
income? Is there certain income guidelines or anything else tied to that? Because I know a lot of our listeners probably don't even know about that. I'm just hearing about that myself. So that is something very new to
Called
me
the
too.
Office of Economic Development and Small Businesses, OESBD. And again, my staff can get you that contact information. Sandy Michael McDonald was there, and he just moved up to assistant county administrator, but we have incredible people there that will guide you, get you listed as a vendor. So if you're not a vendor, let's say, for Broward County, for whatever service you're providing, let's get you as listed as a vendor. So when those contracts go out, you can bid on them. And we'll even give you guidance on how to bid that and what's expected of you to do so. And then last year, I think this year, we've actually increased the budget for our small business. So I actually have every district, we have 9 districts. I think every district has about 11 or 15 grants they can give out. And they're snapped up usually quick. So we want to make sure that our small businesses get registered and get there to be able to be qualified to be able to get those grants. And that can make a big difference.
Yes,
it can.
$500, $3,000, whatever, $5,000 can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And whether that business is going to succeed or not.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So to a person out there, county commissioner, that's saying about, I know you might not know, but how, I know you said go to the Office of Economic Development, but
Just call my office first, and my staff will guide them. All right.
okay,
Yeah,
yes.
954-357-7004, 954-357-7004. And also, Wayne and Dale, you have Mary Pride.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Information. Make sure you send it to her, and then we'll disperse accordingly to get you to the right division that you need to be in.
And that's good to know, because we'll post that on our podcast page for our viewers, and we have a large viewing, a lot of viewers that follow us.
Absolutely.
Right. If you're just joining us, we're joined here this afternoon by Broward County Commissioner Lamar Fisher. He's joining us here today. So I'm going to go into my next question. Just recently, there was there's been a lot of on the news and everything about Doge coming to South Florida and
Coming to the county,
coming to Broward County and Palm Beach County and
Miami-Dade
County.
yes, Palm Beach
And
County.
Doge was recently here in Broward County, and there was an investigation that Doge conducted. And my question would be, what was the outcome of the Doge investigation here in Broward County?
So when they told us they were going to arrive within a week and a half to come, and they wanted certain documents and what they wanted to be able to see. So our staff worked 24/7 for like 8 days of preparing, and this is going to blow your mind. We gave them 54,910 files.
Wow.
That took up 134.7 gigabytes of data in various file formats. The good news was that the team that was sent here from the state of Florida, from the CFO's office, were eternally grateful. They said, you have set the bar, because we didn't think in their minds that they were going to receive all this data, that they were going to be missing information or whatever. And they were so pleasantly surprised that we gave them exactly what they wanted. And they were grateful for that. And they said, you have really just set the bar here for all the other counties and the cities that they're going to Doge. I think it's healthy. I mean, well, if there's something there that they find that we're audited every year by external auditors. So we have a AAA rating. Broward County is very rare. We're only like one of 34 counties in the country that have a AAA rating. We're debt-free. So we want to tell our story. So that's great. Come in here and we can tell our story. If there's something we need to improve, by George, we'll do it.
That's a good thing. Debt-free. I think Miami-Dade County, they have a deficit down there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, serious deficit. So
yeah.
Well, that's been going on for about 20 years.
Yeah, we've been very prudent with our monies, and we are proud of that. And I think all 9 of us really respect that and make sure that we are spending it wisely and not foolishly.
Yes.
But like, again, if they see something that we need improvement, You know, our internal auditor will audit one of our departments at Port Everglades or the airport, and will make recommendations for improvement. Hey, that's great, because we're
Yes,
not
it
perfect.
is. Yeah.
Good Lord never made us perfect.
No,
That's
he didn't.
right.
No, he didn't. And well, thank you for looking
Yeah.
after our taxes, because I know I appreciate it, and I know my brother
Yeah,
does too.
I appreciate it too.
That's what we need, politicians that
Yep.
that's that they are actively looking, out for the best interest of the taxpayers. And again, we thank you all for that.
Yeah.
We think
Appreciate
you're all doing a
Appreciate it.
tremendous job down there. So while we're still talking about Doge, why do you, in your opinion, why do you think that that Doge is concentrating on Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County?
Well, I think number one, I think that we're one of the three largest counties in the state. So I think that that's probably where they wanted to start to see how they could make improvements or make suggestions. Of course, then they went to Duval, which is a huge county as well.
Yes, it is.
And then they went to some municipalities, Gainesville, et cetera, and now they're going to other municipalities. So I don't think we were just pointed out. I think they just looked at the South Florida as one of the three largest. Let's get in there and see how we can create synergy and make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's good. I mean,
that's a
I have
good
no
thing.
problem with Doge coming in. I know a lot of people did. I just wanted to make sure that if they do come in, just be fair. That's all. Just be fair and equitable
That's
to
right.
everyone.
Exactly.
If you don't have anything
People
to
thought,
hide,
well,
then
maybe it's a Democratic, we're Democratic here, and therefore they're targeting us. I don't see that at all. I just think that we're one of the largest there, and they just wanted to see what was happening down here.
Okay, that's good. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Wayne?
Yeah, and this is my last question, and we'll let you know because we know you're a little bit under the weather.
Okay.
What qualities do you believe? And you might have kind of answered this here earlier when I was talking about the popularity. But what questions do you believe are most important to being a successful county commissioner?
When you come from a municipality, and Pompano is one of the largest cities in Broward County, and then you step into the role of a county commissioner, your priorities really are differentiated, because now all of a sudden I'm representing 9 municipalities, 9 cities. So I have to make sure that I'm communicating with them, I'm getting what their needs are, and something that nobody's really done. Since I was elected in 2018, every quarter I have all of my mayors in all my cities, we come together and one morning, and I bring them up to date, and I bring an agency in. Like I just did one last week. I brought in budget agencies in, and also our intergovernmental agencies in, to give them a flavor of what Broward County does. But most importantly, what I found about it is the mayors themselves interact, which they don't have that opportunity, right? They say, okay, what about your waste management contract? What about this? And they become engaged into talking about their issues and how they can work together and solve their problems, maybe collectively, or learn from one to the other. Don't reinvent the wheel. This is what we did. And that's been very successful at getting that communication going and that collaboration going. So when I was mayor, my theme was the 3 C's plan: collaboration, communication, and community. And that was my message, and I continue to do that through District 4. So it's a different level than a municipality, because also the county runs the Fort Lauderdale International Airport, runs Port Everglades. We have, of course, crews, fuel, and cargo at Port Everglades. And of course, the airport itself is 35 million passengers go through there every year. We had 40,000 or 400,000 people come to cruises this past year. So the numbers are staggering. Then you deal with transportation. You deal with the surtax that was passed, right? How do we spend that money wisely to make sure that our transportation is done properly, with the commuter rail, rapid transit busing, fixing the roads, working with the cities, collaborating with them, and making that project even better. Okay, you want to do this new road? Well, let's see how we can get additional dollars to you to make it better. So I think that's success, is just working collectively. It's not I, it's we. And my whole theme has been, we are a team. Together, everyone achieves more. That's what team stands for me. Together, everyone achieves more. So if we can work with fed, state, county, and city to make something really nice and big, let's do it. Let's do it together.
And I think that's an excellent idea to get the mayors of every city in, That is, to me, that is great. That is a great thing to do, and really sit down and have a good powwow or a meeting of the minds to try to get everyone at least on one accord in our beautiful county here.
Correct. And I when I first was elected, I represented Deerfield.
I was just getting, that was going to be my next question.
We had to redistrict, so I lost
Right.
Deerfield. But we felt that Deerfield is part of the family, so we still invite their mayor to come to our mayor's meeting because we feel that they're one, because it's all, my city's on the East Coast here. So we have synergy with beach renourishment and all those factors that factor into our east part of our community. So Deerfield always is part of our team, whether I don't quickly represent them or not. So they're still part of the family.
I think our commissioner is Mr. Brogan.
Mark Bogan, yes.
Yeah.
Brogan, yes.
We like to get him on there.
We're gonna invite him on here as well. We don't want him to feel like we're leaving him out. But we've been at you for about 2 years now. When I believe you were our commissioner a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we put in that request, but we know you've been busy, so
Yeah, we just
finally
wanted
got
to
you.
get you.
Oh,
Yeah, because you know, like I say, we see you at almost every event. You're always there, so we run into you, and you remember who we are when you see us.
Yes.
Well, when I was at the 100th
forgot about
anniversary, I was at 100th anniversary for Deerfield.
Yes.
I saw you all at, and because again, they're still part of my family.
Yes. And one of our viewers said, anytime I've seen Mr. Fisher at events, I've always received authentic vibes, no ego. That is rare for a politician. Thank you for serving our community well.
Blessings to them.
That's from Through the Valley Therapy. I'm not sure who that is, but yes,
that's Diana.
Oh yeah, that's Diana Rice up here in Deerfield.
Thank you, Ms. Rice. Thank you.
Yes, Diana Rice.
So we want to thank you for taking the time out to come on our podcast, County Commissioner Fisher. Again, we know you're a little bit under the weather and we don't want to keep you long, but we really want to thank you, and we appreciate the job that you're doing down at the county level, and certainly appreciated what you did there in Pompano, and we'd like to just encourage you to keep up the good work you're doing down there in Broward County. And I voted for you when you first went down to the county.
Yeah, I did.
I don't believe I can vote for you now, but when you first ran to be a county commissioner, I did vote for you. And if I could, I will vote for you again. But Mr. Bogans has my vote right now. So.
There you go.
And if you can give us a pathway to get Mr. Bogan on here, we would appreciate that too. With a little bit of a nudging maybe from you.
I will definitely. I'll tell you a story about Commissioner Bogan and I at a later time, but we've become very dear friends. So I'll make sure that he gets on here for you.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And you're always welcome on our podcast. If you ever have a message, you want to get out, you have our contact information through your assistant, Miss Pride. So you can always reach out to us. It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you on our podcast. It's always an honor and a pleasure to see you out whenever we're out in public.
Hey, blessings to each one of you and your families, and Godspeed over each and every one of you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
You have a great evening.
Broward County Commissioner Lamar Fisher, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with the pop-up podcast, and thank you all for watching.
Blessings.
Good night, Commissioner.